Alright, what's up guys? In this video, I'll be ranking every single fruit in GPO. But before that, I need to let you guys know that there are going to be 3 categories which I'm going to be ranking the fruits on. And those 3 categories are how good the fruit is at PvP, PvE, and Battle Royale. Okay, so our first fruit is Yami. Yami is a pretty decent fruit overall. It's really good at PvP, but it only lacks in PvE. Battle Royale, you can team up on people with your team combos. Yeah, so I think I'll put it in the first spot for B tier. Yeah, overall, Yami is a decent. It's really good for PvP. Anyways, moving on. Magu, man, I love it. It's really good. It's good at PvE, okay at PvP, really good in BR. I think it deserves A tier. The first spot in A tier, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. Next up, we have Kilo. Kilo doesn't really serve a purpose in PvE or PvP. It's only pretty decent for Battle Royale because you can nuke on people, which is pretty fun, I guess. So I think I'll put it in D tier. Next up, we have Venom. Good for PvE, good for PvP, good for Battle Royale. I think it deserves SS tier, so that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, they get a few nerfs, so I don't know, maybe S, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it in SS. Okay, next up, we have Heal. It only really just serves a purpose in Battle Royale, and that's really it. And it's not even that good at healing. PvP wise, it's just garbage. Like, why even use it? So I'll just put it in E tier. Next up, we have Spin. I mean, it has a combo extender. You can fly with it, so it has pretty good movement. It's not really gonna like be helpful for PvE. It only has one combo extender for for PvP, so I'm gonna put it in D tier because it's not like Spring. It can do something, but it's just I'll put it in front of Kilo in D tier. Alright, next up we have Suke. Suke is like, I can't see a use for it in PvE. For PvP, you can go invisible and then start comboing people, which is pretty good. In Battle Royale, if you're playing with your teammates, if you're playing like solos or duos, you can use the area invisibility move to make them invisible and sneak up on someone. So I think just because of that, I'm gonna put it in C tier, but the first place in C tier. Alright, next up we have Bari. Bari, after the nerf, Bari's Bari. I mean, Bari is not really useful for PvE, so I don't know how that's gonna help the score. So yeah, and for PvP, it's kind of trash as well. For Battle Royale, purpose is just to be used in Battle Royale. It can't even be used for that anymore because of the big nerfs. As you can't even put people in Storm. The cage lasts for 2 seconds if you just touch it. If you just like press it, you gotta hold it to make it last longer. Which is why I think I'm gonna put it behind Suke in C tier. Next up, we have Mero. It has 2 combo extenders, the ult and the Z move. The Mero Love Wave. It can combo extend if you up tilt and then look straight down and then press the Z move, and that can combo extend. And for PvE, this fruit is pretty trash. So I mean, I'll definitely put it in B tier. But for Battle Royale, if you're in a trio or a duo, your duo can combo extend for you, or you can run Mero and then deal hella damage. There's a Z move, lasts for like a pretty good duration. So yeah, and the also combo extends and does hella damage. So yeah, I can't see a reason to not put it in B tier. Gumu, I don't think it has a combo extender because I haven't really used Gumu like that. It's sometimes okay in PvE. PvP, it's meh. And Battle Royale, it's also pretty meh. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna put it in B tier because it's obviously better than Bari and Suke. Actually, no, I'll put it in front of Suke. I'll put it in front of Suke in C tier. Yeah, because it doesn't really have a use for PvE, and it's okay. I mean, it's below average for PvP as well, and it doesn't really do much in PvP. Now we have Gumu. Now, me personally, I love Gumu, so I'm probably gonna put it in B tier, but like I said, it's not really about what I think, it's about the things I'm gonna judge it on. So PvE, it's not really useful. PvP, it's okay. The ult can deal a lot of damage if you, not the ult, the barrage, the base form barrage can deal a lot of damage if you have a lot of points into Gumu. Gear 2 is really good, but for PvP, I can't really see it being better than Yami. So yeah, Gear 2 makes it really good in Battle Royale. Base form and in Gear 2, Gumu is really good, and I also love it. I used to use it every single Battle Royale match I played. In like trios or duos, it's also pretty solid. I won many times with Gumu. The base form ult does hella knockback, so I think it's good for BR, which is why I'll put it in front of Mero in B tier. right behind Yami. Next up, we have Yomi. Yomi is okay. I wouldn't say it's the best fruit, but it's not the worst fruit. So, I mean, the Chilling Souls can combo extend. I don't know why people don't use it like that, but like the Chilling Souls can combo extend if you know how to After Dash. Overall, and it also has a revive, so overall, it's pretty good. For PvE, it's not really useful. For PvP, yeah, this fruit is just kind of for PvP, huh? And no, yeah, behind Marrow in B tier. Okay, now we have Horo. It's a good PvP fruit because it has a combo extender. It's a good BR fruit because of the little mini Horo barrage, which is hella damage. If you're in a duo in Battle Royale, you and your teammate can just target one guy, and that one guy will probably die because you cannot block all the Horos. And for PvE, it's pretty mid, which is why I'm gonna put it in front of Yomi in the B tier. Up next, we have Spring. I personally love Spring. It's really good for BR and PvP. It doesn't necessarily have a combo extender, but our move you can combo extend if you have low ping. So just because of that, I'm gonna put it in front of Arrow in B tier. Doing PvP with it or Battle Royale is the best option. Up next, we have Hiei. Really good combo extending fruit. It's a really good PvP fruit, really good Battle Royale fruit. I think it should be in A tier, but then again, it doesn't really have a use in PvE. I think I'm just gonna put it in A tier just because of how good it is at PvP and Battle Royale, because you can ice stomp people out of the zone over and over again. Okay, up next we have Mochi. Mochi it's a good PvP fruit, especially if you have like the little observation haki with Mochi, because you have future sight and you can basically avoid any damage for a few hits. So that makes it a really good PvP fruit. It doesn't really serve a purpose in PvE, but it's really good for Battle Royale because the ult, your teammates and you can just like bust on someone after the ult, which makes it really good. So I'm gonna put it in front of Hiei in A tier. Okay, up next we have Paw. Now, Paw after the little dash chain setting is really good, but I don't think people will find it that good for PvE. So just because of that, I'm gonna put it in B tier, just behind Yami. So I mean, for PvP, it has a combo extender. For PvE, it's not the best. And for Battle Royale, the E and the Z move deal a lot of damage, and the ult is just insane knockback. So putting in B tier right behind Yami, I think that's pretty good. Up next, we have Goro. Now, Goro has a combo extender, so it's pretty good for PvP. It's also really good for PvE. It's good for PvP, PvE, and Battle Royale because of the ult and the AoE moves and the R move, which guard breaks. So I think I'm gonna put it in S tier. But if I'm putting this in S tier, then I might as well put Magu in S tier as well, because Magu is also really good for everything then. Yeah, so that's a little slight change. Up next, we have Pika. Pika recently got a V2, which makes it amazing. But I'm gonna first rate Pika base form, then Pika V2, and then both of them together. So Pika base form has a combo starter, the X move. The ult is pretty good. It's a good PvE. It's like my favorite PvE fruit. It can also be used for PvP. And Battle Royale, you can just snipe people with the light kick, which is amazing, which would give it the A tier spot in front of Mochi. But since it has a B2, I think it's only fair if I put it in S tier right in front of every single other fruit. So I think that's pretty fair if I put it in S tier right in front of every single fruit. It deserves it because of the V2. Next up, we have Kage. Now, me personally, I never really liked the Kage, but it is a good PvP fruit. It doesn't really serve a purpose for PvE, and it's okay in BR, so Battle Royale. It's pretty okay in Battle Royale. So I think I'm gonna put it in B tier right in front of Paul, because if I had Paul or Kage, I would probably choose Kage just because of the grabs it has, because that's really good against runners in Battle Royale. Next up, we have Ito. Really good PvP fruit, decent for PvE just because like how fast you can travel with it, sky string. Battle Royale, if you get hit, you just lose all your movement. So I mean, in Battle Royale, solos, it's only good for solos, but for duos, I don't like duos. It's okay too because it's not really that much spamming. But for trios, I don't think I would use Ito, so I'll put it in B tier, or second fruit in B tier, because it's okay for PvE. It's really good for PvP, but it's okay in Battle Royale as well. Now we have Gura. Okay, I love Gura. It's really good for PvE just because of the AoE. It's good for PvP because of the combo extenders it has and the easy guard breaks. When you're fighting a Gura, you're just better off not blocking at all, because if you block, you're probably gonna get guard broken, because this fruit is just like, it's so busty. I think just because of that, I'm gonna put it in A tier in front of Hiei. Up next, we have Tori. Tori has been getting a few nerfs and some balance changes. So it's not as good as it used to be. So I'll probably put it in A tier. But it's okay for PvE. I do a lot of PvE with Tori because I have Tori main game. So I like Tori. It has good healing. It has some good AoE move. And other than that, it's a pretty decent fruit overall. It's also good for PvP. You can just heal and it has a combo extender too. And the transformation. So yeah, I think it's only fair if I put it right behind Mochi in A tier. Up next, we have Yuki. Now, Yuki it's pretty complicated because on the other hand, it doesn't really serve a purpose in PvE unless you're grinding for levels as a noob. But on the other hand, in PvP, it's okay if you main Yuki because it does a lot of damage. And in Battle Royale, if you're playing like trios or duos, it's really good because you can storm people and you can practically 2v1 because I've done it before. So just because of that, I think I'm gonna put it right behind Kie in A tier. So I think that's pretty fair. Next, we have Mera. Really good for PvE. Amazing AoE. Really, I mean, it's okay for PvP, but amazing for Battle Royale. If you get it, you'll probably win in a Battle Royale match. So it's only fair if I put it in S tier right next to Venom. So up next, we have Ope. Ope is okay. The tact just carries it, which is why I'm gonna put it right behind Tori in A tier. I mean, to be fair, it is pretty trash at PvE. For PvP, it's okay, and for Battle Royale, it's also okay. So, which is why I'm gonna put it in A tier. Now, Zushi. Okay, there's a little cheese with Zushi going on right now, where you can fly forever and sniff your flowers on the little rock that you float out and run out of stamina. So you can fly forever and nuke people forever, which is why I think I'm gonna put it in front of Yuki in A tier. But other than that, it's pretty okay. I mean, Battle Royale wise, it's a good fruit, but yeah, I mean, PvP wise as well. But in the main game, the meteors is like the only good AoE move that I would use for PvE. But yeah, no, I just can't see a good use for it is in PvE, which is why I put it in front of Yuki in A tier. Second to last in A tier. Up next, we have Sunna. Decent for PvE, decent for PvP, and decent for Battle Royale. Nothing too special. The Sandstorm carries it. Sand Tornado in Battle Royale carries it if you're playing duos or trios. So I think I'm gonna put it in front of. Kage in B tier. Up next, we have Buddha. Buddha, it's good. It has good AoE. It has 3 forms. The mode is pretty good. For PvP, I like it. But would not be my first pick, especially because there's like Venom and Mera, and also like Sunna. Sunna's also pretty good for PvP. But Buddha is, I think I would rank it somewhere in S tier, but like in front of Goro, obviously Goro and Magu. So yeah, I put it in S tier. It's like Sunna, but like better than Sunna, because it's above average. So yeah, I'll put it right in front of Magu next tier. Up next, we have Pteranodon. No, me personally, I love Pteranodon. I don't know what is up with this fruit, because I used to hate it, now I love it. It's good for PvP, good for PvE, good for Battle Royale. I mean, I don't know if it's good for PvP, but it's really good for Battle Royale because you can just run away anytime you're low. It has a good transformation. It has some good AoE moves, good damaging moves. So I think I'll put it in SS tier right next to Mera. So basically, if you get any SS tier fruit, you'll probably win in a Battle Royale match. If you get S tier fruits, you also are like very likely to win in a Battle Royale match. A tier fruits, they're all good for PvP and PvE, besides Zushi and Hiei, obviously, and maybe, yeah, and obviously Mochi. All the B tier fruits, they're usable in BR. Like, obviously better than C, D, and E tier. Because if you don't have a good fruit for Battle Royale, just eat the B tier fruits and you'll be fine. C tier fruits, trash. D tier fruits, garbage. E tier fruits, yeah, no, let's not even talk about E tier fruits. This is the tier list I made. Hope you guys agree with me. If you don't agree with me, let me know how I can improve it. And make sure you subscribe and like up the video and comment. So, you don't lose anything, but you don't gain anything either. So might as well do it.